So at the end of Season 6, we managed to just about scrape ourselves into European competition once again, finishing 4th in the group. It means we should be playing in the Europa Conference League this season, which is a competition that, annoyingly, you only play, I think, 6 games in the group stage, but in theory, they are winnable games. Rather than in the Europa League and arguably the Champions League, which we are not in and haven't ever been in yet, we're not likely to win those games. You might win a few more games playing in the Europa Conference League. So I'm kind of hopeful that we might be winning some matches and even getting out the group stages this season. It is the 1st of July, some transfers have already taken place, and we brought in a couple of big and hopefully useful players as well. We've also sold some people, most of them literal children. We have sold Redim Sedlasek, could be his name. He has gone to Vyskov. We seem to sell a lot of people to Vyskov. He's gone there for £39,000. Jan Novak has gone over to Mlada Boleslav. He has gone for £43,000. And also for £43,000, Martin Novotny has gone to Banik Ostrava on a permanent deal. I don't understand how both of those deals are £43,000 exactly, but there we are. 3 players have joined the club. First of all, Miguel Santos is a 20-year-old Portuguese attacking midfielder signed on a free transfer from Felgueiros, a team who I've never heard of, but he turned up on a scout report and they went, sure, we'll have a look at you. He was free. We've brought him in. Probably never play for us because he's an attacking midfielder. Also signing on a free is Ellison McCauley, who is a 26-year-old Swedish right-back and centre-back. I brought him predominantly to be a centre-back. He's come in on a free transfer, formerly of AAB, over in Denmark. They've actually been relegated by the looks of it, so that's probably why he didn't want to be there. Also formerly of Malmo. I think we've got a good player here. Decent mental numbers, technically not that gifted, but we have to remember we are in the Czechia First Division, or Premier Division, Top Division, whatever you want to call it, and we are not really challenging too much, so I think this is probably our level. He is 3.5-star current ability. And I know this technically goes against the rules of the Building a Nation save, but I've done it anyway. Pavel Petr has signed from one of the Prague teams. It is Sparta Prague. He has come in for £425,000 because I wanted a Czech striker who was one for the future and pretty good. He was in the Czech national side as well, just not playing for Sparta Prague, so I brought him in. The problem is he's probably not going to play for us as well, because we've still got Lama, and Petr is not as good as Lama, although Petr is still pretty good, right? Maybe we retrain him to be a central midfielder. It's certainly an option. Probably not a good one, but it is an option. So that is the transfer business we have already done. We've also released a few people, I think, if we jump back here. So I don't think anyone of interest. So Eisman, Krotil, Hollis, and Stieskal, I think he was like our 3rd choice goalkeeper. He's gone on a free transfer, but I don't think he ever played for us, so nobody really cares. Whilst we're still talking about money, we've got £4.6 million worth of transfer budget to spend, £55,000 a week left in our wage budget as well. In the bank, we have money. This is slightly more accurate. I think last season when I checked, I can't remember when it was, it said we were in negative numbers, but we were actually not in negative numbers, so this now seems to be a little bit more accurate. We do have £3 million in the bank at the moment. I'm trying not to spend too much of it, okay? I think I said last season that I don't want to spend this money because I think right now we're still at the point where we should be investing into our facilities rather than our team, because we are doing okay when it comes to performing in the league. If we keep getting into European competitions, that's probably good enough. And I will just kind of show you the facilities now because I don't think I've shown you them in a while. They're still not very good. We've got a tiny stadium. That's not even our stadium. That's someone else's. That's Radak Krylov's stadium. That's not ours. So this is our stadium, the Arnosta Kostala Stadion. But for some reason, this season we're playing at Malskovica Arena. Because why not, I guess. Which I'm assuming is going to be their stadium, right? Yeah, it is Radak Krylov's stadium. I don't understand, but whatever. Anyway, going back to the facilities, so training facilities, they're average. Good youth facilities. Our academy coaching is not the best. I'm trying to improve that, obviously. I'm trying to improve all of this as much as I possibly can. I think our stadium is smaller than this as well. So I'm trying to get that basically made bigger as well, if we can. I wonder whether we're playing at their stadium because we're in the Europa League or Europa Conference League. Although we were in the Europa Conference League last season. I don't know. One thing I have just noticed, competitions, it says Europa League, not Europa Conference League. Have we... Why? I thought we were in the Europa Conference League. What happened? Right, my assumption... So Victoria Pilsen won the cup. Did they finish ahead of us in the league table? We're doing some investigating here. So did they finish ahead of us last season? They did. Right, okay, so that meant Champions League, Champions League, Europa League, Europa League, Europa Conference League. Right, makes a bit more sense. Kind of annoying. I was looking forward to playing in the Europa Conference League, because we should win some games in that. But I guess back to the Europa League it is. 8 matches to play though. More coefficient points possibly on the table. Anyway, let's jump forward to the end of the first transfer window. We've obviously got a bit of money to spend. Will we do a lot of transfer business? Maybe. Probably. Wait and see. It's been a busy summer. It's been a very busy summer. Jose Cordoba has left the club, moving over to Al Oqdoud in, I'm going to say Saudi, for £2.3 million. A big sum of money there for a player who realistically we didn't need because he wasn't European and he's 30. Anderson Yangbo has moved over to Florence Dorfer for a minimal fee, £25,500. He did play a lot last season, but he didn't really score too many goals. We also say goodbye to Robbie Sama. The Estonian international has had some cracking seasons playing for us, but he's moved over to Austria Vienna for £300,000. He's just starting to get a little bit worse. He is also 30, which everyone knows in terms of Football Manager. You're basically dead at that point. So Robbie Sama, thank you for your service. Enjoy your time in Austria. And finally, Gui has moved to Atletico Madrid. And you might be thinking, wow, you must have got lots of money for Gui. We got a reasonable fee, £3.9 million. The problem is that was his minimum fee release. So there is no sell-on clause available for Gui, which means if he gets good and gets sold by Madrid, he's, we're not getting any more money. That's it. That's a lot. £3.9 million. He's also playing for them as well, which is kind of impressive. But because we have sold a lot of people, we've also now brought in a lot of people to replace them. Besfort Zanelli is the first one. He is a 28-year-old Swedish central midfielder with 3 caps to his name, signed on a free transfer from Sparta Prague, in fact, formerly of Elfsborg. So he's been actually in Czechia for quite a while. I think this is a very good signing. He's already got 5 assists and a goal to his name so far this season. We've also signed a 21-year-old Spanish central midfielder called Joan and immediately loaned him out to Las Palmas. He's come in on a free transfer, by the way. Also joining on a free transfer is Vaclav Kutra, a player who we don't really need. He is a right back. I think he got released from Sparta Prague, or Zlin, sorry. We just needed kind of a bit more depth in right back, so Kutra is that man. Musa Trabi is next up. He is an Ivorian goalkeeper, 21 years of age. Tons of potential, hopefully 2-star current ability. He is signed from a team called Cajon in Spain. I don't know who these are, but again, randomly turning up on scout reports. So I found this man. I think it was actually like in the Ivory Coast, like under 21s or something like that. But yeah, Musa Trabi, hopefully one for the future. Not the best as a goalkeeper. Mentally, though, looks pretty good. Trabi wasn't the only goalkeeper that we signed. However, Radim Hapal is a 21-year-old Czech goalkeeper signed from, who was it? It was Slovako for £45,500. He has obviously come in as a backup because we've lost Gui. So we needed a bit more we needed some more options, basically. We've also brought in another right back, as more depth and more options. It is Denzel Derove. He is a 27-year-old Belgian right back and right wing back and maybe winger as well. He's cost £180,000 from Bran. I'm not expecting the world from him. £180,000 is a lot of money for a fringe player, but we kind of got the money to spend. I still don't want to spend all of it though. But we have almost certainly broken our record transfer fee with the signing of Nikola Iliev, who is a Bulgarian international attacking midfielder, striker, and soon to be left winger. He can't really play there at the moment, but he will be playing there consistently for us. He's cost £1.7 million. Formerly, that's the word, from Boto Plovdiv, actually formerly of Inter Milan as well, many moons ago. I think Iliev is going to be a superb footballer for us, playing on that left-hand side. He's obviously the Robbie Sama replacement. I needed someone good to play on the wings. Iliev is going to be on that left-hand side. I think that's all the transfer business that we have done. If I very quickly go to released players as well and jump back to last season, I don't think there's anyone we've missed. Does not look like it. Oh, we've missed this man here. Hold on. We've missed some more transfers, haven't we? Or have we? Did we mention Miguel Santos? We did mention Miguel Santos, right? Yeah, we did. I'm just going mad. Was that even this season? Last season? I can't remember. My brain has just fallen out the side of my head. There's also a couple of loan spells that have taken place. So Nyasi has gone on loan to Zlin along with Hubitsa. Could be his name. And also Sverna has gone on loan to Blansko. Could be their name as well. So we've had a fairly sizable summer with lots and lots of basically players leaving the club, joining the club. We've kind of got a new look team, which could mean we're either going to be terrible or amazing. If we look at the squad that we are locking in 4 players into the starting 11. We are locking in Diallo in goal. Salou Diallo, who we signed last season, I believe, £155,000 from Generation Foot. He's going to be our number one goalkeeper for the year, replacing Gui. It's not perfect. It's certainly not perfect, but I feel like rather than signing a goalkeeper who can do a job now, we've got some good youngsters. Let's try and get some kind of ability out of them. We've also got Luis Enrique, the Brazilian central defender. He was complaining that he wasn't starting enough games, so we're going to lock him in. So we started 17 last season, 16 the season before that. He started 8 and has already got a goal to his name this season. He is wanted by Man City. That's a good sign and a bad sign. It's a good sign because it means he's a good footballer. It's a bad sign because it means Man City are probably just going to buy him. And he's got a minimum fee release of £4.2 million. So yeah, Luis Enrique might leave for £4.2 million. Alongside Enrique, we're going to lock in Saad Chaib, who is the Algerian central defender. I think he has played a reasonable amount. No, he hasn't. I thought he played a lot more. He played a lot in Season 1, not so much in Season 2. We're going to lock him in for Season 3 because I think, much like our goalkeeper situation, we want to try and get the best out of some of our youngsters whilst they're still young, and then we can kind of sell them for a high price rather than keep them and just ruin their potential by not playing them. And then obviously the other player is going to be Iliev on that left-hand side. Like I said, he can't technically play there at the moment. In possession, he's 3-star. Out of possession, he is half a star. It's fine. He can do the job. So we have obviously kicked off the season as well, and it has started off pretty damn well. Second place in the table, 6 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. A goal difference of positive 10, but 6 goals conceded. Considering we don't have Gui anymore, we've only conceded 6 goals. And also the Europa League. We're not in it. We're not in it. And I'll tell you why. We had to go through about 7 qualifying rounds, I think. We ended up getting past FC Noah of Armenia. We got past FC Noah by 2 victories, a 2-0 and a 4-0. We then lost by AZ Alkmaar. A 2-2 draw and a 1-0 defeat, and this meant that we dropped down into the Europa Conference League qualifying rounds, and we managed to just about get past AEK Larnakas from Cyprus. I nearly said Greece. That's probably going to start a war. So we beat them 4-2 and then a 4-4 draw, meaning we have qualified for the Europa Conference League. We have Sheriff, we have Punic, we also have Basel, we have Hermannstadt, we have Shamrock Rovers, and we have Fenerbahce in the Europa Conference League. I've got high hopes that we can get out of this group. In fact, I've got high hopes we should be able to finish near the top of this group as well. Well, with that in mind then, let's go forward and find out whether we actually do manage to get out of the group stage of the Europa Conference League. We will have a look at the coefficients as well at that point, because I feel like something's still not quite right with our coefficient situation. Before we take a look at the Europa Conference League, let's take a look at the Czech top division, where we have finished 4th place in the regular season, meaning we are into that championship group. And we are within touching distance of finishing in 3rd, which will be the Europa League position, I assume. I think we are probably too far away from Sparta Prague to get into that Champions League qualifying position, but we are starting to become one of the best 4 teams in the league. We seem to be kind of consistently finishing in the top 4, top 5. We're definitely finishing in this championship group every single season, which is obviously very good news for us. In the Europa Conference League, we didn't manage to finish in the top 8, but we did manage to get through to the playoffs. So we finished 11th place in the end. 3 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat. And it looks like, actually, we kind of threw it away towards the end. So this is our most recent result. So we lost, or drew the last game, lost the one before that, drew the one before that, lost the one before that. So the last 4 games, we picked up just 2 points. We were in a much better position, I assume, after 2 games. That doesn't make sense, right? That doesn't make sense. We won 3. How have we got 1, 2, 3, 4? This is just our regular form, not our form in the competition. Ignore what I just said there. That's nonsense. But obviously, we have managed to get through to the playoffs, where if we jump to the playoff round, you'll see that we lose to Hibs. We lose 7-5 on aggregate. A 4-4 draw in the second leg, 7-5 on aggregate, means we get knocked out of the Europa Conference League. But we have hopefully picked up a few more coefficients. Coefficients, by the way, there is no way of me finding this button, this page, without writing it in there. Please tell me if you know of the way of actually getting there, because I've got no clue. We currently find ourselves down in 9th place in the table. We are losing a 6.425 off of our score at the end of the year. So we are going to be improving, I assume. I mean, the numbers aren't quite right, but we are going to be improving by the looks of it. So that is obviously a good thing. And right now, in total next season, we are going to move ahead of Turkey. We have got, actually, when you look at it, 2 pretty poor seasons coming up that we are going to be dropping off the end of it. So as long as we improve on the 6.425 and the 8.850, we should be starting to climb the table with the coefficients, which is what we really want to see. One thing I also can't find, by the way, you people of the internet might be able to help me. I don't know how to tell what qualifying positions we've got. I don't know how we know if we've got 3 teams in the Champions League, 2 teams in the Champions League, 19 teams in the Champions League. I have no idea. There is no way of finding that out. If there is, please do tell me in the comments, because yeah, I'm literally pulling my hair out and I haven't got a lot left. Other things to mention, obviously youth intakes are a thing that we need to keep a close eye on. We have got one elite prospect in the shape of František Masek, who is a Czech left winger, which is quite interesting because obviously we've got Iliev, the new signing. Maybe we didn't need him. Maybe Masek could have been the man to fill the boots. He's not amazing right now, but he does have 5-star potential, which, as we all know, could mean absolutely nothing because that's 5-star potential in comparison to our team, not in comparison to the world. And I pointed this out last season. We get people from random places. We've got Jay Ashford from England, who's come through our youth intake. He is a 5'9" centre-back who's 15. I really, really hope you're not done growing. I want you to be at least 6 foot. 5'9" is not big enough for a centre-back. You've got 19 determination. Please put that into growing. Can you put determination into growing before anything else right now? A couple of other things have happened in January. One of them I knew was going to take place, which is Juan Castilla has left. He has moved back over to Colombia for £1.3 million. A big bit of money for a player who was basically non-European, although he may have been European at this point. But yeah, he's moved back to Colombia. We weren't really playing him anyway. The other one, I kind of said it might happen, and it did happen. Luis Enrique has moved over to Manchester City for £4.2 million, which was his not relegation release clause, what my brain wanted to say. His release clause, we kind of expected it to be triggered. So Enrique has moved on. He's also played once in the Champions League. So, not Champions League, Premier League. That's a completely different competition. He played in the Premier League, which is quite impressive, actually. I mean, it looks like he didn't play for long. He played once, didn't even get an average rating, but still. And I have just worked out why we were playing at a different stadium. Yeah, we were actually expanding it. That's why we were expanding the stadium. It just never told us we were doing that. So we've now got a slightly bigger stadium. It's 2,867 seats larger than what it was previously. So if we jump to facilities here, we are now playing at a 7,387 seater stadium. It is still far, far too small. We need to be making that as big as we possibly can. Obviously, time, it should get bigger. Or realistically, we are probably going to end up building a brand new stadium because this one was built in 1931. It was rebuilt just 3 years ago in real life, 2 years ago in real life. But in game, that is actually like 11 years ago. So I'm fully aware I'm jumping all over the place in this season. I keep kind of forgetting what's going on. We were also knocked out of the Cup as well to Slovan Liberec in the 4th round. So we've only got one thing to focus on between now and the end of the season, and that is finishing in the top 4. Ideally, the top 3, ideally the top 2 of the Czech top division. So let's go forward and find out. Well, would you look at that? We have finished 3rd place in the Czech top division, beating out Baník Ostrava, who dropped down into 4th place. We have qualified for the Europa League. So Baník Ostrava, Viktoria Pilsen, the team, lucky team, going into the Europa Conference League. Slavia champions with Sparta Prague in 2nd, which is basically something that happens every single season by the looks of it. How did we manage to get there then? So the final few matches of the season, I think we're missing some matches by the looks of it. Maybe not. Dukla Praga 1-1 draw, beating Slavia. That's a massive victory there. We also played Viktoria Pilsen home and away right at the end of the season. I don't think this is right. I genuinely don't think this is right, but we've done all right. We've managed to finish in the top 3. We have qualified for Europe again. When it comes to goals, then, we have got 4 players scoring double figures, and Iliev at the top of the list. So we've got Silagi, who has finished with 14 goals and 14 assists in all competitions. He's done all right. He is now 30, though, so we probably want to put you up to pasture very, very soon. We've got Besford Zanelli, who managed to get 16 goals and 24 assists. That's ridiculous. How did he do last season? Oh, this is the first season we had him. Ignore that. I don't know why I thought we had him last season, to be honest. We've also got Mustafa Lama, 23 goals scored this season, 14 assists as well. Last season he got 20 goals, didn't he? So he actually did better last season. 16. Wait, hold on, I'm confused. 23. Yeah, okay, we're looking down here. 23 goals in all competitions. He's actually got 25 in season 1, 23 in season 2, 23 in season 3. So Lama is doing amazing. However, Nikola Iliev in his debut season playing for us in Czechia, 24 goals, 13 assists for £1.3 million, an average rating of a 7.29 rating. That's ridiculous. He has achieved above and beyond what I expected him to do. I was worried that with Robbie Sama going and not performing as well as he has done the previous seasons, we were going to struggle to fill those boots. Iliev has filled those boots and arguably put bigger ones on. I am interested as well to see how well Salou Diallo did, because we were locked in as our number one goalkeeper for the season. However, he did break his arm, so we did change him once he broke his arm. He has done, 39 matches, 13 clean sheets, did concede 51. That's a lot, but 18 of them did come in the Conference League. When you think we did concede, 7 against Hibs, that's understandable. That's a nice high number. His replacement, who actually played the final 6 games of the season, was Moussa Traoré, who actually got 1 clean sheet and conceded 7, so he didn't do amazing either. The other player that we locked in was Saad Chaib, 48 appearances, just the 1 assist, no goals to his name. An assist and no goals for a centre-back is a bit weird. He's pretty good, isn't he? I am worried you have got a minimum fee release clause, but it's 5 million, so we're starting to get into the realms of, I probably would look at accepting that anyway. 5 million's a lot of money. So Season 7 is complete. We have qualified for the Europa League, which is obviously very, very good. And nothing else of excitement has really happened. Can we just double check the coefficient? I feel like at this point it is broken. I feel like at this point it starts getting broken again. So yeah, the numbers have just for some reason dropped all the way down to 4.4. Although maybe we're into next season. We're not into next season. But we are still 9th right now. I think we're going to be 8th start of next season. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see.